Hello everybody, Jackson here, and welcome to Stories of Epalcraft. I know the name sounds a little bit like Tales of the Dream SMP, but I don't think it's like it. I don't know because I didn't watch Tales of the Dream SMP. But this is completely different to my knowledge. I didn't watch Tales of the Dream SMP. So what this maybe series is for is retelling the events that happened on Epalcraft. So, for those of you who don't know what Epalcraft was, it was a modded server. I made 2 videos on it, but not much happened in those. Yet, that was one of the funnest Minecraft experiences I'd ever had. And that's because I did most of my stuff off camera, because it's just a lot of work to record everything you do. That's why I play Minecraft more than any other game, but all my videos are tabs videos. One of the reasons of that is that it was a multiplayer server and you need to move fast or get left behind, which is why I think I might do some streaming, because you can just turn it on, chat to your audience, and do stuff, but you can pump those out like every day if you want. Whereas with YouTube videos, they take a while to edit. So a lot of this is gonna sound like, hey, this is roleplay. Hey, this isn't real. And I would tell you that's garbage because I was there. And keep in mind that all of this happened way before the Dream SMP, or before it got popular, definitely before I started watching it. I've actually had the idea to make something similar to this, but not exactly this, for quite a while. So I'm just gonna get into the story. So, I joined Epalcraft, and I found a cottage. I settled in it with me and my brother. It was a dungeon with a cottage on top of it. That would function as kind of our secret base because I would soon move to the town. And so I arrived to the town, and there were a couple of shops. Most of them were closed. Actually, I think all of them were closed. There was 2 people that were kind of just the government, and they were a nuisance. So, without paying for my land, because it's Minecraft, why would I do that? I built a giant mall out of birchwood. It would also kind of function as my base. It had an underground part, just the middle, the first floor, and then the top floor, and a roof, and it was pretty cool. Nobody else lived there, though. And soon, it got griefed. Very griefed. So, I decided, once it was griefed and everybody left, to stay behind and build the mall. Rebuild the mall. And the entire town. Eventually, I got it nice and fixed up, but nobody really cared. One person moved back, and it was Huskify, who I then instantly robbed because they had food, and they didn't seem to care that I, repaired the entire place. I tried to insert myself as mayor of the town. They said no, so I just robbed them. This made them kinda angry. They buffed up their security, but it was no problem for me and my ender pearls. Huskify eventually figured out I was stealing stuff because I took a bunch of netherrack that was reinforced. Our good neighbor Huskify blew us to smithereens. So then I built a giant netherrack structure. Unbreakable netherrack. Because there's like this reinforcement mod where you can reinforce blocks to make them literally impervious. And that's where I started operating out of, was a giant box, no way in, no way out, unless if you teleported in. And I was getting pretty wealthy because Logan was hacking and I was also hacking at this point, and I had a lot of stuff in that place. But then the admins found out we were hacking, which is where... So then we decided to stop hacking, and we still haven't hacked till this day, ever since. Huskify teleports inside our house using chorus fruit, it kind of just screws everything. Which was, not fun. I also had this whole side thing where I was trying to get into the end for free because for some reason the server owner had it so you had to like pay coins in order to get into the end. It was kind of dumb. I should have just used chorus fruit, but I didn't. At this point, we were kind of outlaws. And then I stopped playing the server. So at this point, I didn't have much stuff anymore because it had all been stolen. They also killed me until I had nothing. It wasn't super important, but it also kind of was. I had all of my stuff. I actually didn't have very many modded items at this point. I didn't really get into any of the mods. I kind of just mined and looked around and kind of did my own thing. I didn't get any tech mods or anything. I just had diamond gear. There was one thing I was sad about losing. So basically, I did have plans to make an army of 5 people. I had these extremely rare helmets from a boss called the Routna, and then I had the Sun God mask, which is from the same mod. I think it was called Mousie's Mobs. And the Routna masks were unbreakable, so was the Sun mask. They looked really cool, and there were 5 Routna axes that did a good amount of damage, and they had like 3 different attacks. One was a sideways slash, one was an overhead slash, and one was just a normal hit. And I planned on making an army out of that. Obviously, I would get the Sun Mask. By the way, the Sun Mask was an extremely rare and powerful item that allowed you to shoot lasers out of your face. But all that got stolen, so whatever. Then, I got invited to a faraway base with Hubert, which is around where my first ever Epalcraft video starts. I then soon after invited my friend Kai onto the server, and I told him about my adventures. He then later gave me some really good Tinker's Construct stuff, which is a really cool mod. And then it gets interesting. So I heard about this giant mall, and it was pretty cool. I couldn't go there because obviously I'm wanted, and wanted people often get attacked while they're in public. I wonder why. But then one day, I got invited to a special event on the server. It was basically Storage Wars, and you could bet on storage crates. So Huskify was also there, and it looked like they weren't wearing any armor. I knew they had coins on them because they're betting in Storage Wars. However, I also knew that it was very likely they were wearing invisible armor. I was also in a very public place. I knew I needed to get them alone. I then won the jackpot, and I knew this was my chance. Which is kind of funny, because jackpot. But it also kind of makes sense, because you know what they say, always bet on Jack. To be precise, I won shields. And the shields weren't very good. They were kind of just plain old shields. But they were uncraftable. And unobtainable things have value. So I tried to sell the shield for 64 silver coins to Huskify. But oh no, I wasn't actually selling them. You see, I had a space at the mall, which I didn't pay for, which I was going to sell the shield from. I told Huskify to meet me at the mall, but little did they know, Logan and Kai were crouching inside the walls. And when she came in to do the transaction, the plan was, I would run over, seal the door with indestructible stuff. Kai and Logan would burst out and eat an enchanted golden apple, both of them. Then we would rush and destroy Huskify and collect all of their stuff, and we probably could have done it. Unfortunately, all of us were new to Minecraft at this point. We hadn't done any PvP ever before, and we made a few fatal mistakes. We had not eaten our golden apples, enchanted golden apples. We sucked at PvP. I didn't seal the door behind them, and I only gave Logan obsidian gear, which is better than diamond. But they had stuff from Tinker's Construct, which made them very powerful. I had manual and stuff, and so did my friend Kai, but Logan kept on dying whenever we gave him stuff. And it happens in every survival server we do, and I don't understand why he has such bad luck when it comes to just dying and losing his stuff. But we kept on trying to gear him, but he just kept on dying. So it was time, and we just needed to go. The sale was ready. Logan had not very good stuff, but we took them on, and we lost. We got them pretty low. If we ate our enchanted golden apples, and I didn't run away at the end, and Logan had proper stuff, and we blocked the door, it would have been a genius plan. Soon after this, the server ended. I lost all of my stuff to lava, and the next season started. But you'll have to tune back in for the next episode of Stories of Epalcraft. We're just going to call it Stories of Epalcraft. Don't know, that sounds too much like Stories of the Dream SMP. We'll call it Epalcraft Stories. You see, I did a little bit reverse there. So, before I end this video off, I would like to make an announcement. Though Epalcraft will likely not be returning by any means, but I am going to start my own survival server. It's going to be in 16.4, and I've already set up the Discord. I need to still set up the server. I have all the plugins nice and ready, and it's going to be awesome. Also, the reason I told the story was to prove that crazy things can happen on Minecraft without them being scripted, kind of like the crazy stuff that happens on 2B2T. There's insane stuff, there's story behind that, but it's not scripted, it just happened. And when I start making videos on my server, or any other server, I don't want you guys to think it's scripted, because it's not. So yeah, like and subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.